Right now, though, let's talk A-levels because it is A-level results day today. How was it for you? Do you remember how you did? And how much did it affect what you went on to do when you left school? Did it change your career path on your A-level results? Did it set you up? Did it send you off to university? If you've got a family member who's just about to get their results, you may well soon be celebrating or wondering what to say if they haven't done as well as they hoped. We'll be looking at the options for people in that position, including clearing, apprenticeships and vocational courses. But first of all, let's check in with one of our local schools. Rob Pavey is the head teacher at Cheney School in Headington. Good morning to you, Rob.
Good morning.
Big day today then. Can you feel the nerves in the air?
Well, yes, of course. But when you get to my age, you get slightly immune. But I know what our students are feeling, and they will be feeling fairly nervous.
Are you allowed to tell us how your school has done?
Yeah, well, yes, because schools get the results 24 hours in advance. Universities have them for a week or so. And ours, I think, possibly are the best ever. Really? The best ever? Well, since, there's that peak with the teacher assessed grades, but in normal time, certainly in terms of the value added, which is the most important thing. So how well have our kids done based on their starting points? And it's really, really positive across the board too. That's really great because you mentioned the change, of course, because of COVID, and actually we're comparing on 2024 figures. Is that right? Because that's when things started to get back to normal. Yeah, so this is the sort of the third normal year post-COVID. So the COVID effect, of course, is there in the background, but really we're back in normal territory now. Okay, and what does a day like today mean for head teachers and teachers? I mean, it's for those of us who are of a certain age, it has less impact. But the teachers really feel it very personally. They're very, very invested in how their students do. Because it's the most visible, the most tangible, outcome from years of hard work and very close relationships with some of the children that they potentially have been, young adults now that they've potentially been teaching for 7 years in some cases. How do you deal with that as a teacher? Because it must become emotional today. It is, and I'm very pleased to say that the emotions today are going to be almost entirely positive. I mean, every year, of course, there's some students who've done better than expected, and a few, unfortunately, who've done worse. But I'm really delighted to say that for us, almost all the surprises are good ones. So that's going to be actually it's going to be a great feel. Rob, can you tell me how people get their results now? Because long ago, we used to have to go in to get them and they were on a wall. So how does it work now, Rob? I mean, we no longer post them on the wall, but we still do the sort of slightly old-fashioned thing of handing them out in little envelopes on bits of paper. There are a number of students who aren't here. They're away for whatever reason, and you can get them electronically. The funny thing is that UCAS, the universities have had the results for a week or so, and UCAS goes live at, I think, about 6 o'clock this morning. So students will almost certainly have logged into UCAS first thing and will know if they're into their university or not, which therefore gives them a pretty clear steer on what sort of grades they've got. And then they come in to us to pick up the actual grades. Okay, and for those who don't know what UCAS is, can you explain that for us? Yeah, so it's the national application service for universities and colleges. Yes, I've been through UCAS and I've been through clearing and I've done all that because I mentioned earlier that I didn't do so well in my A-levels, but it worked out and I ended up with a degree. What is the advice you would give, Rob, for people who perhaps it didn't quite plan out as they'd hoped? Well, exactly what you just said there. There are a huge number of opportunities available through clearing being the, all available courses that still have vacancies today. And you can ring up and you can get onto a really good university course today if you've been maybe unlucky with your exams or you've been a bit ambitious with the applications you've made. So there's loads of good opportunities. And of course, the other thing I'd say is that it feels like a massive, massive cliff edge for our young people, that this is the most important thing in their lives. It really isn't, because after all, how many people ask now as adults what you got at A level, and even how many people ask where you did your degree. So it's just about getting onto a sensible next step. And the most important thing is that it's the right course for the right person.
Of course. Rob, thank you so much. Great to talk to you this morning, and really good advice from Cheney School in Headington. And of course, there are lots of exams coming out today. It's not just about A-levels. You may have chosen a different route for an education in your household. They may be getting other results today.